Hello, hello. Let's talk about comparables. There's a property here in Florida that I don't think the value is as high as my virtual assistant thinks it is. The guy wants $37,000 for his two lots. Turns out it's just one lot. So we should have told him in the call, hey, there's no two lots. There's just one vacant lot here. Maybe you merged at some time, but whatever, it's just one vacant lot. And she said $30,000 to $35,000, selling price $55,000, which I think is too high. First of all, because look, the road ends and it doesn't go to his property, so there's a lack of road access, right? I wrote here horrible road access and lack of road finish. You gotta tell these things on the customers, right? There's a dirt road leading to the property, and then there's I don't know what it is, some over vegetation, over trees grown in the area. We can see that there is a yellow dot here, and this is not a good road, but it's leading in there. $155,000. When you look at here, it's you can tell that's wrong. That price. Don't Data is never 100% correct. That's too much money for that area. But we go to Zillow and I put some tags in there. I put like 1+ acres because this is 1.60. And then there's a few for sale. $70,000 for two lots, 2.6 acres, have not been sold. And great ads, looks like. But bad access too. Right? You can see that their access is just like dirt roads. And they have been on the market for 198 days. And then there's one for 85, 2.95 acres. If you do a quick calculation here, 2.95 divided by $85,000, they're asking $85,000 divided by 2.95. They're asking 28,813 per acre. You multiply by how much does he have? 1.97. Multiply by 1.97. Turns out it does the calculation, but this property's been for sale and it's not sold, so I don't really like this comp. How long they have been? 98 days for sale. You have properties here, 15 acres, but this one doesn't have an access at all, so it's not a comp. It's just not a very good area, to be honest with you. This one is a totally different shape, a totally different look. There's a lot of improvements on this land, and that's not a comparable for us to, because it's like oranges compared to apples. Another 1 acre, 401 days. This is too much inventory that's not being sold. You gotta dissect that. You gotta learn $65,000 again. I want to see the sold ones. 2 units. Let's see these 2 units before we move on. Oh, it's the same. Sold. When we put sold, we do want to have a filter for like 12 or 6 months. Let's start with 6 months. So you can see that there's nothing sold in this area. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. That was sold in 6 months for 1+ acres. 10 acres. This is too large, right? So I could put a filter in there for a max of like 5 acres. There's only $48,000, 1.4, and then 3.2 for 1.25. It's not good at all. So that's why we have to offer low, because these properties will take very long to sell, and I'm actually trying to not buy these properties unless we have a deep discount. Why? Because I'm close to 100% sure that this property will have, there's no water in it and sewer. That's like 100% certainty, right? Now electricity might be there, but you have to do an extension to your land, so it'd be even more expensive. You can tell the guy when you're making the offer, no electricity to the land, will need an expensive extension, no water and sewer. And I don't care for this land. I rather not have these properties than having these properties, right? Unless we're buying for cheap. Let's go back to sold, and there's one here for $25,000. Oh, this is a good shape. Look at that. 1.74 acres. And there's a nice 2 points of access. And it's not under the super flood. So that's one comp. I think the value is around that much. I think there's not a lot of value for that piece of land that we're looking at. I don't like it. $11,000. How big is this one? 1 acre. And then you have one $90,000, 5 acres. 60 for 1.6. So this is a smaller one, was sold for 1.6. But what's interesting about this property is that you have this road access and then another road access and then another potential road access and another potential road access. There's so much frontage for this land that makes it very different. Easy to main, less than 28 lots that could be split. Oh, 28 lots that could be split or grouped into smaller parcels. I don't know, what does that mean? Just copy the parcel number here, but I'm done with this. I don't want to spend much time in this piece of junk property, to be honest with you. I think the value should be on the wholesale when you're selling to someone. It's just one vacant lot. But look, it's in a paved road. It's a much better land. Nice road. I'm pretty sure that there is electricity here. Not sure about sewer and water, but you know, much better little piece of land. Oh, that's what they're saying. This land here was split into like a few parcels from this one. I really think that this property is worth tops 30K. I don't want to offer more than $15,000. No more than 15K offer. If he says yes or no, I don't really care for this piece of land unless we get it for a nice price. That's an offer, and it's not a good time to get these pieces of land for too much money. It's not selling. Inventory is not selling, and it's just I don't like as much this land. Land that don't have access to electricity and water and sewer, they're like too hard to sell. Can make money, but I think $30,000 would be like the best that we can sell that lot for. 15, maybe up to like $17,000, and we do a double close. But I would never buy this land, even for $15,000. I would buy it for like $10,000. I would buy it, but I'm not going to use my money. I'm going to try to sell it to the next guy. And again, if he doesn't sign, that's fine.